YouTube channel where we are excited about the impending release of Labyrinth, the latest supplement for Blackout, the 32mm skirmish game that we are very fond of here on the channel. Labyrinth is bringing a bunch of new lore along with 2 new fighting forces, which will be the MPZ Insurgents, which are part of the Headless group, and the Black Pack, which is a mafia organized crime fighting force. Now, both of those units are full fighting forces. They have 3 units in each of those, and it's going to be interesting to see them play out on the table. But Labyrinth also has 10 scenarios and a bunch of new lore, and the lore is what this video is going to focus on. I'm going to cover the Battle of Mobec, which is one of 2 battles that they go over in Labyrinth. This is going to be Headless and Task Force Boone forces teaming up to attack a fort that is occupied by Harlow's 3rd Reaction Battalion, and along with some veterans. And the video I created is just kind of an overview of that battle, so sit back and enjoy.
Good evening, Commander. This briefing is classified at Secrecy Level Vermilion. The target of Operation Heartstring is Fort Mobec. Intelligence estimates that the fort is garrisoned by the Harlow 3rd Reaction Battalion, supported by veteran Harlow Transvaal commandos. Heavy resistance is expected. Your reconnaissance force will land on the outskirts of the complex. Once the assault begins, you will be joined by local indigenous forces known as the Headless. Your team is to make its way to the center of Fort Mobec and rendezvous with those elements. Make every attempt to minimize civilian casualties, but completion of the mission is your foremost priority. Good luck, Commander.
The Battle of Mobec began with a brutal cyber attack against the fort's digital systems, scrambling early warning radar and cutting off nearly all communications. Task Force Boone's 533rd Provincial Reconnaissance Company inserted via drop pods, while 3 regiments of Headless forces, supported by Boone ODA operatives, deployed via vertical takeoff and landing craft. It marked one of the largest air assault operations since the Blackout was triggered. Auto defense turrets sprung to life, engaging targets along the entire perimeter of the fort. Harlow forces sprang from their barracks and immediately found themselves in contact with the enemy. The 533rd Recon Company pushed forward through the urban sprawl surrounding Fort Mobec, using their expertise in maneuver warfare to overwhelm the defenders. Headless forces met with mixed success, with some elements performing heroically while others proved undisciplined and ill-trained. Despite their deficiencies, the number of Headless forces were enough to overwhelm defensive strongpoints, forcing Harlow forces to execute a phased withdrawal back to the center of the fort. Harlow forces frantically called for reinforcements or permission to evacuate the fort. Running low on ammunition and fighters, they prepared to make a last stand against the attackers. Suddenly, the ground rumbled with multiple impacts from drop pods. But what emerged from those drop pods were a surprise to all the combatants. Manticore Oubliette's commandos, heavily armed and armored, joined the fight against Boone and Headless forces. These commandos withstood egregious amounts of damage before falling, shaking off what would have been mortal wounds even for the most elite handlers. They held positions allowing the remaining Harlow forces to withdraw in the remaining APCs garrisoned at Mobec. Task Force Boone and their Headless allies eventually carried the day, but at an enormous cost. The Headless had proven a formidable but unreliable force. They would be needed in future fights.
So I hope you enjoyed that battle overview. It's the Force lore video that we've done for Blackout. If you did enjoy it, please give us a like and subscribe, and then stay tuned because we can't wait to get these forces on the table and roll dice with them instead of just doing this battle overview. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and we look to do more of those. So thanks for watching. Take care.